The Village model provides a network of services to members in their own homes with volunteers and service providers. Here from STL Villages is Dr. Arthur Culbert. Dr. Culbert, thank you for joining us today on STL Live.
Todd, thank you.
We appreciate it. You know, this topic is near and dear to my heart. I remember my grandmother, she had 9 or 10 kids, and my mom was the last one. And when she got older, up in age, I was still a kid, she was always begging and pleading with my mom and my aunts and uncles, please don't send me to a nursing home. She heard horror stories about things like that back in the days before a lot of the rules and regulations. But people that are getting older now, not all of them want to go to assisted living and nursing homes and things like that. And here's where, where your movement comes into play.
Well, in fact, 90% of older adults want to stay in their community and live in their homes. And so that coupled with the fact that each day we have 10,000 people turning 65. As a nation, we need to think about how we're going to address this. The numbers of people that will be 65 or older will double over the next 15 years. So think about it. People can't afford to go to nursing homes for starters anymore. It's way out of reach for many, many people. So what we've done as a village is create a footprint, and people who live in that are able to be members, and as a result of that, take part in activities and have different services provided to them that allow them to stay in their homes, socially engaged in that community in a way that heretofore we've not been able to do.
Before we get to the local movement here, this has been going on now for, I guess, around 15 years, and it started out on the East Coast. Can you maybe give us a little background on how the movement had its origin?
Sure. So the Village to Village Network began 15 years ago in Boston, and a group of local residents, they said, hey, we don't want to move to a nursing home. We can make this work. So they began what became this grassroots movement where, as a neighborhood, as a community, they were able to volunteer, take care of each other, give rides, prepare meals, create activities for each other. And today that village has grown to well over 200, 300 people.
Now, are these, volunteer groups that come in, or, how does it work? Is there a fee involved if you're getting up there and, you say you need some companionship, or, you mentioned some of the services. People might need a ride somewhere.
Right.
There's a lot of different things people can do. What is the price to do this, to be a member, and what are some of the in-depth services provided?
Sure. So here in St. Louis, each village is different. There are now over 200 villages nationwide. There are another 150 that are in development, and villages are starting to develop around the world. We see them now in Europe, places like the Netherlands. We see them in Australia, Canada, and the like. So here in St. Louis, it's $50 for an individual. My wife and I pay $70 as a family membership. And for that, we're able to participate in all kinds of activities, light housework, yard work. You need your light bulb changed, a ride to the airport, a ride to the doctor's office, get your shopping done. Right now, we're helping one of our members who's 96 years old, who's recently been released from a hospital because of all of her falls. Within 2 days, we have her next 2 weeks covered in terms of meals for her. So what's really nice about it is this opportunity as a member to volunteer and to be involved with your fellow villagers. And it really creates friendships and partnerships and really makes you feel part of something bigger than yourself.
So the $50 is for the people to volunteer to be the members, and then they're in like a little bit of a fraternity. The people that need the services, is there anything they need to do besides pick up the phone?
No, pick up the phone or go to the computer 24/7. And when there's an accident, we say call 911, and then after that, call the village. And that immediately puts into place the means by which, through our executive director, Madeline Franklin, and others, to really rally around what it is we need to do at the time. And we have all kinds of stories. One of our village members moved here from Minnesota. 2 months after she was here, she fell, she broke her wrist. She had no family. She needed the village. And many of our members do not have family here in the area. So you can imagine if you have a 90-year-old mom and as children you live on the East Coast, you feel so much better just knowing that there's somebody here in St. Louis who's checking in on mom, picking up the phone. You okay? You doing okay today? Good. No problem. So it's really fun. And I think the social engagement piece is just critical. The biggest killer for older adults is not smoking cigarettes or car accidents, it's isolation. And what the village allows for and provides for are opportunities to go to happy hours, to go to coffee clutches, to play social poker, to work in gardens, you know, all kinds of things, and really continues to create a life for them without having to move.
We're going to pick this right back up in a minute, and we're going to discuss in the next segment the area in St. Louis where this is provided. So we'll have more with STL Village after this. Stay with us.